Well, the ball game's ready to start. And Horace Clark steps into the batter's box. Frank Rossetti coaching at third. At first is Lauren Babe. Clark batting .262, 11 doubles, 3 homers, and 26 RBI. Phil Ortega, who has won 9 and lost 6, winds, delivers the first pitch is high, ball 1. Ortega's won 2 and lost none against the Yankees this year, and lifetime he's 5 and 1 against New York. Here is the 1-0 delivery. It's a strike called, 1-1. That ball just around the knees. On deck, Tommy Tresh. This is the third start this year for Ortega against the Yankees. A real hard thrower. Pitch is a little low. 2 balls and 1 strike. McMullen is playing in at third. Outfield straight away on Clark. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. Ortega keeping that ball down. Usually he's a high ball pitcher, and the only way you can get by with throwing those pitches high is if you got a good fastball like Ortega. Ortega has 91 strikeouts this year. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High and outside, ball 3, a full count. Oh, the fans all back in their seats now. They had scurried under the back of the protection. Here's the payoff pitch to Clark. Bouncing ball at second base. Coming in, Tim Cullen. He flips to Mike Epstein, and it's 1 away. And with 1 out, that brings up Tommy Tresh. Tom batting .212, 18 doubles, 3 triples, 11 homers, and 41 RBIs. On deck, Mickey Mantle. McMullen remains in at third base. The pitch by Ortega is a strike called. Again, down around the knees. Casanova fires that ball back from a kneeling position. One thing, pitchers have to be alert with Casanova catching. Change-up swung at and missed, strike 2. Tommy out in front. And that's the first change-up that Ortega's thrown, and that's got to be a little deceiving to a hitter. He's been firing the ball hard. 1 out, nobody on. Hour and 23-minute delay. The pitch is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cap Peterson deep in right field. He's just about 5 or 6 feet from that right field fence. The 1-2 pitch fouled back to the screen, and it went through the screen and into the crowd. And I tell you, a fan ducked, and just in time it came right through the screen, about head high. And that'll shake them up a little bit in that first throw in back of the screen. Well, the count holds it 1-2. One out, nobody on. Ortega winds. Change-up, strike 3, swinging, and twice he fooled Tresh on a change of pace with the big motion, and then pulling the string, and here is Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle, the batter. Mickey batting .254, 14 doubles, 20 homers, and 46 RBIs. 2 out, nobody on. Ortega into the windup. Pitch to Mickey is a curved low, ball 1. Say, if you live in New York or plan to be in New York during September, be sure to visit one of the most interesting shows ever staged. The 3rd annual Inventors and New Products Exposition at the Coliseum, September 9th through the 17th. The Yankees will have a booth at the show, and you can pick up a month of September schedule and Yankee game tickets. The next pitch to Mickey is in there, strike called, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, and 2 men out. Outfield deep in all positions on Mick. Ortega's pitch is high, 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Charlie Smith. McMullen, Brinkman, Cullen, and Epstein in the infield. The 2-1 delivery, a changeup, pulled foul. Mickey got out in front of the change of pace and lined it deep in the seats down the right field line. But foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sun keeps popping in and out. Still some clouds overhead. But what an improvement. Now the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called. Mantle called out on strike. 2 strikeouts for Ortega. It's 3 up and 3 down, and at the end of 1/2 inning, the Yankees nothing, and the Senators coming to bat.
Let Armory Garage Central at Colbert and Albany put your family on the road vacation bound. Armory Garage's used car lot and leave your worries behind. At Armory, you'll find hundreds of
chip and patience. Kruger Pilsner has a lightness, a flavor that you just don't get in ordinary beer. And because they don't brew a lot of Kruger Pilsner, you may have a hard time finding it. But believe me, it's worth looking for, worth waiting for. Why don't you try a Kruger Pilsner soon? Look for it in handy 6-packs of 12-ounce bottles with the convenient spin-off cap. Kruger Pilsner, the world's most perfect beer.
Right now in New York Yankee baseball, we pause briefly for station identification.
Light golden Kruger Pilsner made a little at a time by the people at G. Kruger Brewing Company of Cranston, Rhode Island, who take their time. This is WCSS in Amsterdam, New York. Yankee baseball on WC.
Fritz Peterson on the mound for the Yankees. This is Fritz's second start against the Senators. Peterson's record, 4 wins, 13 defeats. He's 0-1 against the Senators this year. Peterson pitched a 2-hitter in his last start, second game at Chicago, and he beat the White Sox 2-1. And there is the charge sound. As Tim Cullen steps into the batter's box, Eddie Yost coaching at third base, and Joe Pignatano at first base for Gil Hodges' Senators. Cullen, hitting .242, has 4 doubles, 2 homers, 25 RBIs. A right-hand batter, chokes way up on the bat. It'll be Cullen, McMullen, and Howard. Peterson's first pitch is a strike 1 called. Bill Robinson not too deep in center field, nor is Roy White in right. Fastball line, a base hit to left field. In the hole between third and short. And Tresh has to come way in as the ball stops dead, picks it up. And you know that ball's got to be wet. A line single to left field by Tim Cullen. And the batter now, Ken McMullen. McMullen hitting .249, 16 doubles, 2 triples, 14 homers, 59 RBIs. And Peterson wants a new baseball. There's going to be a lot of baseballs used in this ball game. Outfield grass just soaked with the rain. Hyde Mantle holding the bag against Cullen. McMullen with that wide stance, crouching at the plate. The stretch by Peterson is curved high and outside, ball 1. Got a nice cool breeze blowing while the rain was coming down, but now after the rain's getting a little muggy again. The pitch is a foul out of play upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. At the end of 2 innings, it's the Twins 3 and the Indians nothing. At the end of 1, Detroit nothing and Kansas City nothing. Boston and Chicago has been delayed the start of it because of rain. Hyde Cullen leads away. Peterson checks him. The pitch is lined to center field. Bill Robinson moves back, going back and making the catch. Cullen, who is halfway, returns to first. And McMullen hit that ball hard, but to direct center field. That's the furthest part of this ballpark. It's 410 feet in dead center. 335 down the right and left field lines, and 381 in the power alley. Here's Frank Howard. Howard hitting .255, 17 doubles, 2 triples, 30 homers, and 73 runs batted in. On deck, Camp Peterson. Fritz Peterson ready. The pitch to Howard is low and outside, ball 1. Once again, the sun pops out. Peterson stretches. Pitch to Howard is a curve outside, ball 2, 2-0. Pitchers just work a little extra carefully on hitters like Howard and Mantle, or the big slugger. One mistake, and the ball is out of here. The curve is swung at and missed. 2 balls and a strike, so Peterson didn't want to give him a fastball to swing at. It was behind 2-0. Mantle still holding first against Cullen. Howard right down at the end of that bat. Peterson kicks. Change-up hit high in the air to shallow center field. Bill Robinson moving in under it. He's there and makes the catch. Boy, Howard really got under that one. It was a change-up, and he was just out in front. 2 out, and here's Cap Peterson. Cap Peterson batting, Fritz Peterson pitching, no relation. Both spell their names the same way. Cap's hitting .238, 13 doubles, 1 triple, 7 homers, and 35 RBI. On deck, Hank Allen. So it's 2 out with no score in the bottom of the first. Infield's dry as a bone. They got that covered in a hurry. Throw to first base. Cullen back easily. Peterson stretches. The pitch to Peterson is low. Gets away from Gibbs, and Cullen did not go. Cullen looked like he was frozen there. He had taken about 2 steps and just stopped there. Give Johnny Rice a little assist there. As the ball got through Gibbs' glove, it hit Johnny Rice, the plate umpire, on his shin guards and stopped about 6 feet in back of him. So that's a tough decision for the runner at first. You got to start right away or forget about it. 1 ball, no strike. Curve swung at foul tip, held by Gibbs. It's 1-1. No score in the bottom of the first inning. Cubs 3 and the Mets 1 at the end of 7. Atlanta nothing, Giants nothing, end of 5. Change-up, line drive past Charlie Smith. That's going to be a double at least. Cullen is going to third base. Peterson is going to second base. And the Senators have runners at second and third with 2 outs. Cap Peterson hit a bullet 1 hop past Charlie Smith. And even though that ball was hit so hard, it still stopped before it reached Tommy Tresh in left field. The grass very wet and high. So it's 2 out, and here's Hank Allen. Hank's hitting .254, has 7 doubles, 4 triples, 1 homer, and 12 RBI. Peterson at second, Cullen at third. Fritz Peterson will take his full windup. The pitch to Hank Allen, fastball in there, strike 1 call. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Fritz Peterson checking the sign from Gibbs. Takes too much time, so Hank Allen asks for time at the plate. Hank stands well up, just about even with home plate. Not like Peterson or Howard or McMullen, who stand deep in the box. A curve hit on the ground. Charlie Smith has it. The long throw to first in time, and that ball was hit on the button. Nice play by Charlie Smith for the Senators. No runs. 2 hits, no Yankee errors, and 2 men left. And at the end of 1 full inning, the Yankees nothing, the Senators nothing.
Say, if you're the kind of person who won't enter contests or play games because you don't think you have a chance of winning, just listen to this. Atlantic has a game made just for you. It's called Match the Red Ball Game, and it's loaded with prizes. Thousands of them, in fact. And there are 2 chances to win cash or prizes or both. Now, here's all you have to do. Stop by your participating Atlantic station and ask for a Match the Red Ball envelope. Inside, you'll find 2 half coupons. 1 half good for cash up to $1,000, and the other half good for prizes like a new Chevrolet Camaro or a color TV set. Each time you get an envelope, try to match the coupons up. If you have a match, you're a winner. It's that easy to play. And there are even instant cash winners where the 2 matching halves are in the same envelope. So don't wait any longer. Drive in today and play along. No purchase is necessary, and you might drive out the winner of a new Camaro. Void where prohibited by law.
Charlie Smith will lead it off for the Yankees here in the top of the second. We got a scoreless ball game. Did you talk to Gil Hodges while you were here, Joe, your old buddy?
Oh, yes. Had a chance to visit with him. In fact, I walked out of church with him today. I said, you know those 2 candles you lit? I blew them out. He's quite a guy. He's done a good job.
Oh, he's every reporter I've talked to admit that he is being overlooked in the canvassing of the ballots. Who's going to be the outstanding manager of the year? Of course, you always lean towards the pennant winner or pennant contender.
The front-running world, isn't it?
It certainly is, all the way. Here's Ortega's pitch to Smith. It's over, strike call. On deck, Bill Robinson. Ortega winds. The pitch is on the outside corner, strike 2. What was those long-distance waving you were doing with Walker down there from the dugout up there?
He couldn't think of a name. The second baseman or the shortstop with the Cubs in 1955. And we figured out the shortstop was Ernie Banks, but the second baseman, he's got me.
Uh-huh. There's a curve high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So every time I hit him with the name, I said, Bob Ramazzotti, no. And Sal Madrid, no. Bob Sturgeon, no. Don Johnson, no. I said, well, Billy Herman then. No, you know. Willigan, no.
Well, maybe some fan listening in knows. They'll let you know.
You know why he's calling? Wait till I tell you why he's calling.
All right, here's the 1-2 delivery. It's low and the count's even 2-2. Why?
This is a kid. They got kicked out of a game. It was his first year in the big league, and he turned around to Larry Getz, and he said, Mr. Getz, and he said, get out of here.
No kidding?
And we couldn't think of his name.
I guess nobody had called Larry Mister for so long. He might have thought it wasn't complimentary. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and he got him on the change of pace. And it's been very effective for Ortega after blowing the fastball by them. The change-up, he has struck out the last 3 men he's faced now. Tresh and Mantle in the first inning. Smith to open the top of the second, and here's Bill Robinson. Bill's hitting .201, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 7 homers, 27 RBI. A 0-0 ball game. Ortega's curve is hit in the air to left field. Frank Howard slips. Now he gets up. He's there and makes the catch. And what a divot he took out of the grass out in left field.
A lot of rain in the valley.
That's right. The Jolly Green Jacket. Right, that's what Joe calls him. He's replacing the divot now, though. He must be an ex-golfer. Boy, he slipped, and I'm telling you, and that's going to happen. Fortunately, the ball was hit high enough so that Howard had a chance to recover. But it takes him a while to recover his equilibrium.
He unfolds.
That's right. In sections, and it's really something to watch. Here's Jake Gibbs. Jake, who was 3 for 4 in yesterday's ball game. Jake's had a lot of those 3 for 4 days in the last couple of months. He's batting .244, 6 doubles, 4 homers, 24 RBIs. Takes the pitch low, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery hit deep to right center field. Way back there. Against the fence, Peterson makes the catch right against the fence in deep right center field. 3 up, 3 down for the Yankees, and at the end of an inning and a half, it's the Yankees nothing and the Senators nothing.
Say, here's the White Owl girl. Let me ask you something. What do you think about Major League Baseball?
I think they should make every stadium twice as large. Then you could have twice as many people at every game.
But just what's that going to do?
So many fans here are smoking White Owl. And if you had twice as many men here, why twice as many men would be enjoying White Owl. Look around. Rangers, Invincibles, New Yorkers. Well, they're all over. Just think. Twice as many men enjoying that slow-aged White Owl tobacco. It's more to give that mild White Owl taste.
One more thing. Who do you think will be the big winner today?
Any man who likes us a White Owl. Because you'll discover something. You get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
I gotta hear that last line again.
You get a lot more from a White Owl than just smoke.
Well, in the bottom of the second inning, it'll be Casanova, Epstein, and Brinkman to face Fritz Peterson. Paul Casanova, batting .248, 17 doubles, 1 triple, 8 homers, 47 RBI.
He's one of the real popular guys in the clubhouse. He laid a line out today that was something. They were getting on him about dropping balls, and somebody said to him, "Hey, Paul, who made that glove for you, U.S. Steel?" He said, No, this is Wilson. This is Wilson.
I tell you, we know he can throw hard. And a lot of people underestimate his agility behind the plate.
He can move for a big guy.
Well, what a combination that makes. Of course, in any sport, that makes a great combination, being big and being fluid. Here's the pitch to Casanova. Ground ball foul just outside of third. Strike one. Once again, the sun shining brightly. Peterson winds. Fastball is outside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Curve hit in the air to center field. Bill Robinson. Right there. Pounds the glove, makes the catch. It's 1 away. Brings up Mike Epstein. Epstein's batting .233. He has 5 doubles, 4 triples, 8 homers, and 25 RBI. Epstein got the big single in the bottom of the 9th inning in yesterday's ball game. That made Ralph Houk come out and take Jim Bowden out of the lineup after Brinkman had sacrificed the runner to second base. Here is the pitch, a curve inside, ball 1. And then a battle of wits in which Gil Hodges outwitted or outsmarted Ralph Houk. Hodges had announced Nen as a pinch hitter. Houk took Bowden out, put in Peterson. Hodges countered with putting Valentine in for Nen, and Valentine hit the homer. Epstein swings and misses. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, a curve swing and a miss. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eddie Brinkman on deck. The left-hander ready. A fastball right in there. He caught Epstein looking for the curveball, and he threw the fastball right down the middle. First strikeout for Peterson. Ball players thinking all the time, and that's what happens when you think wrong, but you can't think right all the time. Here's Brinkman. Hitting .178, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, 14 RBI. Peterson's pitch is outside, ball 1. On deck, Bill Ortega. No score in the bottom of the second. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Fastball is just a little bit inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Gibbs thought that one had the corner. Again, Roy White and Bill Robinson move in right and center. The 2-0 pitch is hit to deep center field. Robinson has to turn, run back, going way back. It's over his head. Rolling to the wall, and Brinkman is around second base and then holds up. So Eddie Brinkman surprised Bill Robinson, and now Robinson is limping out there. It looks like he might have slipped on the wet grass and crashed into the fence. He is limping on his right leg. We told you Robinson was playing in, and just before Peterson pitched, Robinson moved in 2 more steps, and Brinkman hit one bounce against a 410-foot sign in deep center field. The third hit for the Senators. So the Yankees, who have quite a few injuries, and now Robinson still walking around, limping out there in center field. The batter, Phil Ortega, who is batting 0-5-7, 3 for 53. No extra base hits, no RBI. Peterson stretches. The curved ground ball hit to second base. Clark on the big hop. Easy toss to Mantle, and that's all for Ortega and the Senators. No runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, and 1 man left. And at the end of 2 full innings, the Yankees nothing, the Senators nothing. Top of the third, we'll see the bottom third of the Yankee order hitting against Ortega. White, Amaro, and Peterson. Ortega has retired the first 6 Yankees that he's faced, 3 of them by strikeout. Roy White, hitting .213, has 3 doubles, 2 homers, and 14 runs batted in. And as yet, White has not come out of the Yankee dugout. Here he comes now. Roy, a switch hitter, will be batting left-handed. All right, Roy White steps into the batter's box. McMullen immediately moves in at third base. Epstein moves in a little at first base, not playing deep. The pitch to White. A line drive over Epstein's lunging glove, and it's down the right field line. White around first, and then holds on. Peterson gets it in quickly. A bullet that Epstein dove for just went over his glove. So the Yankees get their first base hit of the ball game. And it brings up Ruben Amaro. Ruben batting .231, 12 doubles and 12 runs batted in. Peterson is on deck. Epstein holds the bag against White. Roy has 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. The stretch, the pitch to Amaro, a bunt. Ortega off the mound fast up with it, throws to first just in time, and look at Emmett Ashford put it on. Oh, boy, did he cut the pie on that call. He got a better hand than Ortega did on a fine play. The sacrifice is successful, 1-3. Moving to second is Roy White. And now Fritz Peterson is getting serious about the switch hitting.
He hit the ball pretty good in batting practice. I was watching him batting left-handed, and he popped the few up against the fence.
Well, all right, let's see what happens. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Peterson. Swing and a miss, and he had a good cut but missed it. Peterson's batting 108. He has 1 double, no runs batted in. Roy White at second base. Outfielders move way in on Peterson. The throw to second base. Oh, man, it was a little wider. They'd have had him. Brinkman thought he had him. Had his glove between White's spike shoe and the bag. If the throw had been over the bag, they'd have had him. A perfectly timed play by Brinkman, the shortstop, and Ortega, the pitcher, as White was leaning towards third. Here's the stretch. The pitch, a foul back out of play. Boom, right in the TV booth. We'll have to check Murphy and Jerry Coleman over there, Joe.
Yeah.
Might have caught Coleman a little short. You got to watch those foul balls. Very little opening here, but that went right through it. Now the 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 called. Peterson, forward looking. Strikeout number 4 for Ortega, and here's Horace Clark, who bounced to second base his first time up. No score in the top of the third. Frank Howard not deep in left field. The pitch to Clark, high and outside, ball one. Horace Clark with 120 base hits. That's the most of any Yankee. A little bit low, ball two. On deck, Tommy Trek. Ortega's really been saving his change of pace for the right spot. Not using it too much, and that makes it that much more effective. The pitch, there it is, and it's over. Strike called. 2 balls and a strike. Two men are out. Ortega checks White at second. Fastball foul tip held by Casanova. Strike 2, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ortega taking a little extra time. Now he's set. His pitch, ground ball, hit to third base. McMullen is up with it. Throws to first in time. Clark and the Yankees are out of there. Nothing across on 1 base hit and 1 man left in the score. At the end of 2.5 innings, the Yankees nothing and the Senators nothing. Tim Cullen, who singled his first time up, leads off against Fritz Peterson. A 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yankees' final visit to the nation's capital. They'll return home to meet the Red Sox starting tomorrow night, Carl Yastrzemski night. First pitch, ground ball, hit to short. Amaro to his left is up with the ball. Flips to Mantle, and it's 1 away. Here's Ken McMullen, who lined to center field his first time up. Joe'll have all the scores at the end of this half inning. One out, nobody on. Peterson's curve is high, ball 1. On deck, Frank Howard. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball line to second base. Clark one-hands it. The ball almost got by him. That ball was hit hard. And Clark, moving to his left, just did get his glove there, about knee-high. 2 away, and here's Frank Howard, who flied high to center field his first time up. Two out, nobody on. The pitch to Howard. Change-up, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Peterson winds again. Curve foul over towards the Yankee dugout. Strike 2. Frank Howard has seen very few fastballs in this series. The 2-strike pitch occurred just outside, ball 1. On deck, Cap Peterson. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Change up is low, and the count's even, 2-2. Peterson trying to get Howard to go after a bad pitch. But the new stance that Howard has, he is not lunging near as much and not hitting as much off his toes as he used to. The 2-2 pitch. Change up fouled at the plate. Count holds at 2-2. That's a pitch that used to fool Frank Howard all the time. Good changeup by Peterson. Once again, the 2-2 delivery. Fastball hit down the right field line, deep. Roy White going back near the fence. That ball is over the fence, a home run to the opposite field for big Frank Howard. His 31st home run of the year, his 74th run driven in, and the Senators lead 1-0. Joe, it just goes to show you when you're big and strong and you get that fastball.
Yes, sir, he can hit out of any part of this ballpark and most any ballpark. He was not trying to go that way. He just happened to swing late and hit it on the fat part of the bat, and she carried over that fence. Don't misunderstand me. There was nothing cheap about it. It's just he's so strong when he gets a hold of it, he can ride it right out of any part of this ballpark.
We told you Peterson was trying to keep away from throwing him the fastball, and he threw a pitch that looked like it was a pretty good pitch, but Howard hit it out of here. Cap Peterson takes the curve outside, ball one. Peterson doubled his first time up.
That 31st homer for Howard matches his previous high in the major.
The 1-0 delivery, a curve is in there, 1-1. So we just get the word that the 31st home run that Frank Howard hit here today matches his previous high that he had with the Dodgers in 1962 when he hit 31. Fastball is low, 2 balls and a strike. Two men out, 1-0, the Senators leading, bottom of the third. Fastball bounced over the pitcher's head. Amaro to his left. One hands it off balance throw. Low dug out by Mantle. And Ashford cuts the pie again as he calls him out. For the Senators, 1 run, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, nobody left. At the end of 3 full innings, it's Washington 1 and the Yankees nothing.
You know, talking about that Frank Howard, you can see why they constantly work and they constantly harp, and I'm sure he's as tired of hearing as anybody about contact, because this fella, if he makes contact, he can just ride the ball a long way. Now, he's been to bat, including the 2 times today, 422 times. He has struck out 133.
Imagine if he had just hit the ball half those times.
I would imagine if he would have hit half the balls out of those strikeouts, still he'd have half of the base hits.
Oh, base hits and at least 10 home runs. I mean, he just gave us an example today. Right now, Tommy Tresh, who struck out, bounces one to first base. Epstein flips to Ortega, and it's 1 away. How does that change of pace again? And he had Tresh out in front. The battle, Mickey Mantle. Mickey was called out on strikes his first time up. Popular wherever he goes, Mickey Mantle. One out. Charlie Smith on deck. The pitch by Ortega is outside, ball 1. One nothing. The Senators lead, top of the 4th. Check swinging is high, ball 2, 2-0. And Ortega asking Johnny Rice where was the pitch, and John says a little bit outside. Here's a 2-0 delivery on the outside corner, strike call.
Make a note of it, Phil, if you'll ever see an umpire when he motions to a pitcher if the ball's up or low. It's always inside or
outside, right? Lano had a dandy yesterday. Down and away, he says. Inside, 3-1 to Mickey.
Big reason for that is very simple. It keeps the bench quiet.
Yes.
Bench can't see that.
Bench jockeys, right? They love to get on those umpires. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball over, strike 2. That ball just nicked the outside corner. Full count on Mantle. One out and nobody on. The payoff pitch to Mickey. High, ball 4. That's the first walk given up by Ortega. Mantle at first, and the batter is Charlie Smith, who struck out his first time up. Charlie's been red hot since the All-Star break. He's raised his average 46 points. All right, Epstein holds the bag. The pitch to Smith. Hits his bat as he tries to check his swing on an inside curve. Strike one.
Playing under a pretty big handicap, too, in that he has some sun poisoning. He's starting to spread. He's got all kinds of cream over his face, his hands. It's a very irritating kind of a thing.
Cindy's been lucky to find some sun around. The fastball fouled back, but that can be annoying. I've seen people with that, and it bothers you when you're playing or when you're relaxing, even when you're trying to sleep. 0-2 on Charlie Smith with one out. The Senators lead 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Right now, the sun has gone behind the clouds. On deck, Bill Robinson. Ortega stretches. His curve bounces in front of home plate, blocked nicely by Casanova. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ramon Webster has just hit a home run for Kansas City with a man on. And at the end of 4, it's Kansas City 2 and Detroit 1. That 1 run for Detroit was home run by Northup.
Tigers very much in this pennant race. Ready for the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, swinging, went after a high fastball. Second time Charlie Smith has been struck out, and a 5th strikeout for Ortega. Here's Bill Robinson, who flied to left field his first time up. Two men are out. Ortega stretches. It's to Robinson, high and tight, ball 1. Jake Gibbs on deck. Mantle leads away. Ortega's curve is fouled back out of play. One and one the count on Robinson. Bill Ortega looking for his 10th win of the year. He's 1-9, lost 6. Checks Mantle. Then delivers a strike called. A good fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnny Rice looking up at the skies again. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ortega spinning the ball around in his hand. Time is called. Robinson stepped out of the batter's box, and it's starting to drizzle again here in D.C. Stadium. The stretch. The pitch is fouled back out of play. A lot of the fans scurrying back to the protection underneath the overhanging stands. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1-0 Washington leading, top of the 4th. The pitch to Robinson is low, and the count's even 2-2. Here's the pitch. A curve fouled out of play. Still 2-2 on Bill Robinson with Mantle at first and 2 out. Johnny Rice keeps looking all around the stadium at the clouds. Very light out in back of center field. Fastball over. Strike 3 call. Robinson called out on strike. Strikeout number 6 for Ortega. Nothing across for the Yankees. 1 man left at the end of 3.5. Washington 1, the Yankees nothing.
Phil, a moment ago we were talking about Frank Howard and the strikeouts, 133 and making contact.
Hello. Do you have any Kruger Pilsner beer?
No, sorry, we don't have any.
Oh, well, I guess I'll have to try elsewhere.
Guess so.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't that a bottle of Kruger Pilsner on the shelf there?
Oh, you mean that Kruger Pilsner? No, it's not for sale. It's my last bottle.
I don't suppose I could persuade you to sell it to me?
Nope, sorry.
Oh, then this is a stick-up.
When you take a lot of time to make just a small amount of beer, your product gets to be perfect. It also gets to be scarce, and we're sorry about that. But our intention is not to brew the most beer. It's simply to brew the best. So if you have a little trouble finding Kruger Pilsner, be patient. A stick-up is not the answer. That's illegal.
Figure of speech, baseball terminology. And I had been told, I was hitting the head 3 times, and they say every batter has a blind spot somewhere or other. It's not necessarily all high and fat like DiMaggio. Mm-hmm. And I can always remember that. I never saw the 3 pitches that hit me in the head. And they were all high and, of course, inside.
Well, how far did you lose them? I mean, as soon as they left the pitcher's
Almost
hand?
Immediately, yes. And I could hear the catcher yet hollering, "Duck, look out." But, by then it's too late. If there's one thing catchers, they don't want to see anybody get hit. They'll yell. Here's Hank Allen, who bounced to third base. Takes the curve over, strike 1 call. It's still raining here. This is not an official ball game as yet. Peterson's next pitch, change up, strike 2 called. 0-2. On deck, Paul Casanova.
Rollins has hit a home run for Minnesota in the 6th, so they're leading at least 5-0.
A pitch that was high and tight. Allen went down. He wants to take first base. It nicked something. I thought it hit the bat. Allen says it hit his helmet. Drops his helmet and puts his arms up in the air as though in despair. You could hear it tick something. I thought it was the bat. Allen said it was his helmet. Gil Hodges is coming out now. Johnny Rice claiming that it didn't hit anything. And so Hank Allen picks himself up, dusts himself off, and starts all over again. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gil Hodges just asked Johnny Rice and walked back in the dugout. Sports writers really love Gil Hodges. Not because he's done such a fine job with these Senators, but he never locks his doors to the sports writers. There's a change-up low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Win, lose, or draw, they're welcome. Some managers are not like that.
Really?
Yes, really. Some managers are very temperamental. All right, it's 2-2 on Hank Allen. Nobody out, nobody on. The pitch by Peterson. Change up, line to left field, but foul. Bouncing off the wall over to big Frank Howard.
Red Sox didn't score at top of the 1st. White Sox batting.
So they finally got those games underway out there. It had been delayed by rain. Looks like rain is sweeping the whole country. The 2-2 pitch, a curve outside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Managers have mixed emotions right here. Hodges would like to see them get at least 4.5 innings in with the Senators leading 1-0. Then if it rains, it'll be an official game. Outside, ball 4, and Allen walks. On the other hand, Ralph House figures if it's going to rain, let it rain now. It'll not be an official game. Here's Casanova, fly to center field his first time up. Hank Allen at first with nobody out. Allen has 3 stolen bases. He got one here in this series. Here's the stretch. He's leading away. The pitch to Casanova, hit to right field. High in the air, Roy White. Looking up through the raindrops, makes the catch. 1 away. Brings up Mike Epstein. He really ran up to home plate. I wonder if maybe Gil Hodges didn't give him the word. Because he literally ran up to the batter's box. And Mike is usually very slow getting up there. But Jake Gibbs calls time and goes out to talk with Peterson. So, that slows down things for a little while. Johnny Rice, of course, wants to get things going, and John now turns around and still looking up in the sky. One out. Mantle holding first against Allen. Epstein struck out his first time up. He was caught looking. Stretch by Peterson. There goes Allen. The curve is swung at and missed. A throw to second. There, and they got him. A nice tag by Amaro. So they get him. And that could be one way of speeding up an inning. Of course, he didn't want Allen to get thrown out on purpose. But he had him running, even on this slow track, so it's 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Epstein. A curve swing and a miss. Strike 2. Nothing in 2. Senators 1, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Curve bounces in front of home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball hit Gibbs off his left wrist. So Peterson gets a new baseball. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curve low, ball 2, 2-2. Peterson checks the sign with Jake Gibbs. His 2-2 delivery, a curve over, strike 3 call. Nothing across for the Senators, and the score at the end of 4 full innings. Washington 1, the Yankees nothing.
It was a great fight, folks, and in a moment I'll be going down to the dressing room to
All right, the Yankees now trailing 1-0, and they have the threat of rain. Going, Ortega's pitch to Gibbs is over, strike 1 call. Gibbs slides deep to right center field, his first time at bat. If the Yankees should make out here without scoring a run, it'd be an official ball game. There's a pitch low, 1-1.
Wonder if they'll throw the ball around the infield.
I don't know. Ortega ran out on the mound. He usually takes a long time. There's ball 2. But you know what can happen? Pitcher can hurry trying to get the ball over and suddenly lose his, his motion and control and timing. Rhythm is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Joe. Johnny Rice signaling, I think, for the lights to come on. The pitch to Gibbs is fouled back out of play. 2-2. Rice just gave a signal to somebody in the Senator dugout. I showed you the sun was shining before and the lights were turned off, but right now it's getting dark and it's raining hard. The 2-2 delivery. Strike 3 call. Gibbs called out. Strikeout number 7 for Ortega. The ball was thrown right back to Ortega. They did not throw the ball around the infield, as Joe mentioned. Gibbs thought he was called out on a pitch that was a little outside. And here come the lights at D.C. Stadium. Been an off and on day for the rain. Roy White, single to right field his first time up. Takes a strike. The only hit the Yankees have. Roy White has it. Got that leading off the third. Boy, Ortega's not taking much time. Swinging a miss, strike 2. He is normally a very slow pitcher. Now White going to slow things up as he walks back to get the rosin bag. And the fans, realizing what's going on, booing a little bit. And now a towel comes out, and White takes the towel. Rubs his hands off, rubs the bat. Johnny Rice getting a little impatient.
The umpire's right about now saying it's raining, but if I got to stay out here, we're going to play it.
Well, I tell you, and I'm sure Ralph Hogg is going to try and make them continue, even after this half inning. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Brakeman comes in. Up with it. Over to Epstein. 2 out. They just got him. Boy, that White went down the line. 2 away, and the batter, Ruben Amaro, who sacrificed his first time up. Well, let's see what Ruben does to slow things up a little bit. Knock some dirt out of his spike shoes. 2 out, nobody on. Senators lead 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Ortega in there. Line drive, base hit to left field. Water splashed up as that ball hit, and Frank Howard fires the ball in. It gets by the infielders, but Epstein backing up gets it. Frank Howard threw a spitter in from the outfield. That's the second hit for the Yankees, and it brings up Fritz Peterson, who struck out his first time up. So Peterson the batter. Senators still needing to get one more out. Ortega ready to pitch. Here's the stretch. Delivers a foul back out of play. Ruben Amaro at first base. The stretch by Ortega. His pitch is high, 1-1.
Mike McCormick has just won his 18th game against only 6 losses, 2-0, a 5-hitter.
What a year for Mike. There's a base hit to left field. As Peterson reached for an outside fastball and slapped it to left field. So now the Yankees have runners at first and second with 2 outs, and here's Horace Clark, who has bounced to second and bounced to third. So Ortega trying to get the game over in a hurry and just throwing strikes. Might have to change his tactics a little bit here. The Yankees have Amaro at second. Peterson at first. The Yankees trail 1-0 in the top of the 5th. And it's raining steadily here. Ortega's pitch is fouled back out of play. Strike 1. Then a youngster came up with that ball after it bounced off a couple of hands. Ortega sets again. He's still not taking too much time. Fastball outside, 1-1. Amaro taking a good lead. They're not bothering with him out there, at least not right now. The stretch. The pitch is high, ball 2, 2-1. Johnny Rice gets a fresh supply of baseball. Ortega ready. The pitch, high, ball 3, 3-1. And now Ortega wants a new baseball. A 3-1 count. Ortega got the first 2 men in a hurry, Gibbs and White. But then a single by Amaro, a single by Peterson, a 3-1 count on Clark. Here's the stretch. The pitch is high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Second walk given up by Ortega, and here's Tommy Tresh, who has struck out and bounced to first. So now the complexion has changed a little bit. Ortega wants still another baseball. Base hit here now could put the Yankees out in front, and then the Senators might be doing a little stalling. It's only an official ball game after 4.5 innings if the home team is ahead. The pitch to Tresh. Low, nice play by Casanova. Oh, man, he dug one out of the dirt to save a run. And Ortega, with his hurrying up tactics, not finding home plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Change up inside, ball 2, 2-0. Ortega looks in. Now he's going to pitch from a set position. He was taking his windup. All 3 runners leading away. The stretch. The pitch right in there. Strike 1 call. 2 balls, 1 strike. The fans know what's going on. Ortega gets the sign from Casanova. He sets the pitch, line to left field, and it's going to be in for extra bases. 2-run score. They're waving Clark in. Here's the relay to the plate. And not in time, Clark scores. The Yankees lead 3-0. As Tommy Tresh lines a double, check that 3-1. A triple down the left field line. It's a double. A double to left field and went to third on a throw. But 3 runs batted in for Tommy Tresh, and now Gil Hodges is coming out. And now we'll see the tactics reversed a little bit. With the Yankees leading 3-1, this will not be an official ball game until the Senators have batted in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Tommy Tresh comes through with his 4th double of the year. He now has 44 runs batted in. And the batter will be Mickey Mantle. Up, check that. That was a double. 19 doubles for Tresh and 44 runs batted in. Well, right now on New York Yankee Baseball, let's pause for station identification.
Baseball brought to you by the G. Kruger Brewing Company of Cranston, Rhode Island. Brewers of light golden Kruger Pilsner. This is WCSS in Amsterdam, New York.
All right, Mickey Mantle swings and misses the first pitch, strike 1. With 2 out here in the top of the 5th, the Yankees put together 2 singles, a walk, and a double by Tresh, and they lead 3-1. Outside and high, 1-1 to the mix. Ortega winds. Pitch. Mickey ready to bunt. Takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. Tresh at third base. Kurt swung at and missed. Strike 2, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Mickey, ready to bunt again, takes it high and outside. Even with 2 strikes on him, Mick was trying to drag that ball. Full count on Mantle. Rain still coming down here at D.C. Stadium. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4. Mantle walks. Second time Mickey's walked. A third walk given up by Ortega. And here's Charlie Smith. Charlie's been up twice, struck out both times. Casey Cox, the big right-hander, throwing in the center of the bullpen. Mantle at first, Tresh at third. The pitch to Smith, swing and a miss, strike 1. Ortega was breezing along for 4 2/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, had allowed just 1 hit, and the Yankees erupted. Curve low, and it's 1-1. The White Sox scored a run in the bottom of the first. They lead the Red Sox 1-0 at the end of 1. First game of a big doubleheader. There goes Mantle. The ball is line to center field, a base hit. Mickey will easily go to third. Tresh scores. The Yankees lead 4-1. What a jump Mantle had. Ortega was paying no attention to him, and Charlie Smith lines a single to center. Drives in Tommy Tresh. And now the batter, Bill Robinson, who has flied to left and struck out. And it looks like the sun is trying to break through the clouds right now. And Gil Hodges is coming out of the center of the dugout, and that's all for Phil Ortega. Well, they will be bringing in Casey Cox. We got a little extra time there, Mr. Joe.
Okay, so we'll take a look at the other baseball. Chicago 1, Boston 0, end of 1. Bell against Klages, first of a doubleheader. The start was delayed by rain. California, Baltimore, a doubleheader, rained out. Minnesota 5, Cleveland 0, bottom of the 6th. Merritt all the way for the Twins. Piant, Pena in the 5th, Allen in the 6th. Kansas City 2, Detroit 1, end of 6th. Sparma against Rodriguez. Northrop a home run in the 4th, nobody on. Ramon Webster had a home run in the 4th with 1 man on for Kansas City. Chicago 3, the Mets 1, end of 7. Nye against Seaver. Hundley had a home run in the 2nd, nobody on. Pittsburgh, that game was called after 4.5 innings because of rain. The winning pitcher, Larry Jackson. The loser was Woody Fryman. Final score, Philadelphia 2, Pittsburgh 0. Houston 3, Cincinnati 0, end of 2. Ellis against Justy. And Mike McCormick and the Giants is shut out Atlanta 2-0. A 5-hitter by McCormick. He now has won 18. He's lost 6. Carroll was the loser. St. Louis at Los Angeles. Bryles against Austin. And that's a look at the scoreboard, Phil.
All right, Joe. Casey Cox has come on. Cox has won 7 and lost 2 this year. The big right-hander will be pitching to Bill Robinson, who is the 9th Yankee batter here in the top of the 5th inning. And all the Yankee damage coming after the Gibbs and White had made the first 2 outs of the inning. So Ortega worked 4 2/3 innings. The sun has popped out.
But raining.
And it stopped raining. And the fans are coming back to their seats. Well, a very unusual day. And now some of the fielders are coming in for their sunglasses. The Yankees lead here 4-1 in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. And now the ground crew is coming out. Casey Cox a little mad out there, kicking at the pitching rubber. Ground crew coming out. They're going to fix up the pitching mound and home plate. Bag of sand at each spot. Rakes are handy. Boy, they don't take long to spill that sand out. Very slippery underfooting out there, I guess, Joe.
It has to be, and I say this is an interesting development here. It's a funny thing. Managers I know, Phil, you've heard them. And they say, play your normal game, but the natural reaction is to speed it up. And this game looked like it was being played on 33 1/3 the way they were going. They were running around like somebody had speeded up the film. And it looked like Ortega paid a pretty stiff price by speeding it up because he was hardly getting the sign, just rearing back and firing. And after he had gotten Gibbs and White, it looked like he was going to be out of the woods because 2 outs, nobody on, your 8th place hitter up there. But Amaro singled and Peterson and stroked one to left field. Clark threw a base on balls, and then Tresh, who had been a pretty easy out for Ortega by changing speeds, hit one the opposite field line drive, and this whole thing had changed. Tell you, it's just hard to do because guys are saying, let's get it in so we get the victory. And they say, play your normal game, but it doesn't work that way. And I'm sure that Bill Hodges will have something to say about the way this situation was handled. Because Ortega, I don't think you can lose your stuff that fast. He had struck out 7 men in 4 2/3 innings. And all of a sudden, the carts to fly out like that. He didn't have any tough pitches to make. He didn't have to cover any bases. It was just a case of, as you put it, Phil, losing his rhythm. And he had to pay the stiffest price of all, and that's giving up a lead. Washington trailing now by 3 runs. It's a 4-1 score. Mantle is on at third. Charlie Smith is on at first, and Bill Robinson will be facing Casey Cox.
All right, Joe, and it is strange because after getting those first 2 outs, he didn't get another man out. Faced 6 men, and there were 4 hits and 2 walks. So Casey Cox will be pitching to Bill Robinson. Bill is flying to left and struck out. The Yankees have Mickey Mantle at third base, Charlie Smith at first base. And they fixed up the home plate area and the pitching mound area in a hurry. Here's the stretch. Pitch to Robinson. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Smith leads off first. Mantle off third. Robinson fouls the pitch back. Strike 2. 0-2. Casey Cox, who was the winning pitcher in yesterday's ballgame. Ready for the 2-strike pitch. Low and inside, ball 1. Big right-hander. Taking a little time. And now Robinson has the time at the plate. He gets back in there. Cox stretches. The pitch is low, and the count is even 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 men on. Cox delivers a fly ball to center field. Hank Allen splashing in and makes the catch. So the Yankees pick up 4 runs here in the top of the 5th inning. And the score at the end of 4.5 innings, the Yankees 4 and the Senators 1. So we go now into the bottom of the 5th. A lot of the Yankees getting their sunglasses. Sun's playing cat and mouse with the clouds. Hide and seek, in and out. It'll be Brinkman leading off, and then it looks like Bob Savarine is on deck ready to bat for Casey Cox. Senators have somebody loosening up in the bullpen. Rich Snow, beautiful bunt and a base hit by Ed Brinkman on the first pitch. What a beautiful bunt. Peterson reaches back now and grabs his back. He threw the ball off balance and skidded a little bit on the wet grass. A bunt single for Ed Brinkman. That's the 5th hit for the Senators. Each team with 5 base hits, so the Yankees lead 4-1. Here's Bob Savarine batting for Cox. Savarine, a switch hitter, batting right-handed against Peterson. Mantle holds the bag against Brinkman. Stretched by Peterson. His pitch, swing, and a missed strike 1 as Savarine was trying to go to right field. On deck, Tim Cullen. Putting very treacherous now, both in the infield and the outfield. Peterson's ready. The curve is fouled to back of the plate as again he tried to go to right field. 0-2 on Savarine. Nobody out. Brinkman at first base. The Yankees leading 4-1. Bottom of the fifth. Peterson stretches. Pitch, ground ball to second base. Clark goes to Amaro for one. Back to first. Double play. That ball was hit hard. A perfect double play ball. From second to short to first. Brinkman started to slide about 10 feet from the bag, and that's where he stopped. Very muddy in the infield now. Here's Cullen. Single to left, bounce to short. Pitch by Peterson, ground ball up the middle. Base hit for Cullen. His second base hit. The ball stops in short center field. So the double play was a big one by the Yankees. 6 hits now for the Senators. Here is McMullen. Line to center and line to second. Two men are out. Ken McMullen, the batter. Tim Cullen at first base. Peterson stretches. The pitch is bunted down third. McMullen fell down. He'd have been a dead duck. He slipped. Went down. Now he's got to go back for a towel. Got both hands muddy. This is a good day to bunt if you can get away from home plate. McMullen went down on all fours that time as he tried to lay down that bunt. It went foul. Ken drying off his hands with big Frank Howard next to him. 2 men are out. 4-1 the Yankees lead. At the end of 2 now, it's the White Sox 1 and the Red Sox nothing. End of 6, Minnesota leading Cleveland 5-0. End of 6, Kansas City 2, Detroit 1. Phillies beat the Pirates 2-0 in a game called at the end of 4.5. Houston leads Cincinnati 3-0 end of 2. Giants beat Atlanta 2-0. Cubs beat the Mets 3-1. Cardinals and the Dodgers no score end of 1. Peterson stretches. The pitch is outside, 1-1. The Cubs-Met game was called at the end of 7 because of rain, more rain up there in the New York area. Second game has to be postponed. The 1-1 curve is hit high in the air to right center field. Roy White digging in, loses his cap, slides, and makes the catch, and water sprays all over. And what a divot White dug out in right center field. Nice play by Roy White. For the Senators, no runs, 2 hits, no Yankee errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of 5 full innings, the Yankees 4, the Senators 1. We have a new pitcher coming on for the Washington Senators. To tell you all about it, here's Jerry Coleman.
Okay, it's young Richie Nold, N-O-L-D, who's 0-2 this year, has pitched only 9 2/3 innings. Has an earned run average, not too good right now, 4.66. Richie Nold, the right-hander, warming up now as we go into the 6th inning. The Yankees out in front 4-1. They got 5 base hits. The Senators have 6, and the Yankees coming up with all of their runs after 2 are out in the top of the 5th inning. Richie Nold, born in San Francisco, California. 24 years old, 6'2", 180 pounds. Makes his home in San Francisco. Attended San Francisco Junior College. First pitch is right in there to Jake Gibbs, who is 0 for 2, fly to right and struck out. The 1-strike pitch by Nold is fouled back, strike 2. Gibbs coming into the ball game, batting at .244, and so many of the Yankees have raised their averages since the All-Star break. Team average has gone up nearly 10 points. Here's a two-strike delivery, and it's fouled down the first base side. Lauren Babe up with it. One of those days, the outfield is nearly a quagmire out there. Wet, muggy, sloppy. Rained here almost steadily for a week, and then the last 2 days cut out a bit, but then as the game got underway, it came down very heavily. It was held up about an hour and a half, and then it started to rain again heavily in the fifth inning. But as now, no rain at all. As Gibbs fouls the next one off, 0-2, the count holds. Richie Knowles, last year pitched with York. There's a foul down the first base side again. That ball just stops dead as it hits the grass. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Listen to these average improvements by the Yankees since the All-Star break. Amaro, 215 to 231. Clark, 242 to 262. Gibbs, 236 to 244. Robinson, 168 to 201. Jake takes high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith, 206 to 252. Tresh, 201 to 212. Whitaker, 241 to 254. Mantle and Pepitone have remained almost the same. Mickey went from 260 to 254. Pepe, 268 to 261. Team batting average up 9 points, 221 to 230. So the hitting is picking up for the Yankees. Here's the next one to Gibbs. It's popped up in the infield. McMullen, drifting in behind the mound, is under it and makes the play. 1 away now, and that'll bring up Roy White, who's singled to right and bounced to short. In the American League, after 2, the White Sox lead the Red Sox 1-0. Here's the first pitch to Roy White in there, strike 1. Minnesota out in front of the Indians 5-0. They're playing in the 7th. Kansas City leads Detroit 2-1 in the 7th inning. The 1-strike pitch to White on the ground. The second baseman Cullen is up with it. Flips over to Epstein. 2 down. Play going 4-3. 2 up and 2 down. Top of the 6th inning, and here is Ruben Amaro. Ruben started things with 2 out in the 5th inning, getting a single to left, followed by a single by Peterson, a walk to Clark, a double to Tresh that brought everybody in, then a walk to Mantle, and a single by Smith that got rid of Ortega and gave the Yankees their 4 runs. 1 strike to count to Ruben. 2 down. Nold delivers. Amaro takes a curve inside. 1-1. Richie Knowles. 5th year of professional baseball. There's a ground ball. Nice play by McMullen, moving to his left. Turns completely around, fires to Epstein for the putout. That play going 5-3. A good play by McMullen. 3 up and 3 down for the Yankees, and after 5.5, it's the Yankees 4 and the Senators 1. Big Frank Howard facing Fritz Peterson. The sun popping through again. This game is going on under strain and duress because of the weather. Here's the first pitch to Frank Howard. Curve is way outside. Ball 1. Okay, now the 1-0 pitch by Peterson to Howard. He swings and misses at a slow curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Senators, 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. The Yankees losing a heartbreaker in that game yesterday in the 9th inning on the 2-run shot by Fred Valentine. On the ground to Amaro at short. Gobbles it up to Mickey, almost over Mantle's head. And Mantle's big problem was that after he caught the ball, he fell back into the baseline, and that 6'7", 265-pounder Frank Howard bearing on him. Mickey did one of those question mark split S's at the first base to get out of the way. Well, we have 1 down. Ball was high as thrown by Amaro, and Mantle just got to it. Here's Cap Peterson, doubled and bounced to short. The Yankees 4, Senators 1. Fritz Peterson taking his time, and the pitch now to Cap Peterson is hit to left field, base hit. Peterson pitching to Peterson, and the man at the plate won that battle. That's the second hit for Cap Peterson off Fritz Peterson. A one-out single by Cap Peterson. Now here's Hank Allen, who bounced to third and walked. Exchange of baseballs. And Peterson gets himself a new ball, checks it out, seems to like it, and he's ready to go. That was hit number 7, incidentally, off Fritz. Struck out a couple, walked one man. And the first pitch to Henry Allen is ball 1. Fritz Peterson, shooting for his 5th win of the year, came into the ball game with a 4.13 mark. Ortega already out of the game. Can't win it, but he can lose it. Changeup is fouled back. 1-1 the count. The footing is a little treacherous all over the field and also at home plate, even though they've thrown a lot of white sand around that area at the plate and on the mound. Hard to get a good grip or to really feel comfortable on a day like today because your feet always feel like they're going out from under you when you swing. Okay, the 1-1 pitch now, and it's hit into short right field. Roy White coming on, diving. He got it. Another great play by White. That's the second outstanding play by Roy White in a couple of innings there. Oh, I tell you, and that, I want to tell you, was nothing short of sensational. Right now, it's New York Yankee baseball. We pause for station identification.
This is WCSS in Amsterdam, New York. You're listening to Yankee Baseball, brought to you in part by the G. Kruger Brewing Company, makers of Kruger Pilsner, the world's most perfect beer.
Well, Roy White, the second sensational play, and somebody let loose with a comment that White's a mutter, and he must be, because he's made 2 truly sensational plays. All right, here is Paul Casanova. Ground ball to Amaro at short. Lays back, flips to Clark. Side is retired. Peterson forced to second base. Play going 6-4. No runs, a hit. No Yankee errors. 1 man left. Score after 6. Yankees lead the Senators 4-1. And now to bring you up to date on the scores in the American and the National, here's the Scooter Phil Rizzuto.
All right, Jerry, and the first of that big doubleheader that's been delayed because of rain is the White Sox 1 and the Red Sox nothing into 2. Bell against Plaget. California at Baltimore has been postponed because of rain, a big doubleheader. Minnesota 6 and Cleveland nothing at the end of 6.5. Merritt for the Twins. Tiant, Pena, Allen, and Culver now in there for the Indians. It's Kansas City 2 and Detroit 1 at the end of 7. Sparma for Kansas City, rather for Detroit. Rodriguez started. Lindblad came on in the 7th. Northrop homered in the 4th. Webster in the 4th with 1 on. The Cubs beat the Mets 3-1 in a game that was called after 7 innings because of rain. Nye the winner, Steve the loser. Hundley homered. In another game that was called because of rain at the end of 4.5, the Phillies shut out the Pirates 2-0. Larry Jackson the winner, Fryman the loser. Cincinnati leads Houston 6-3 at the end of 4. Lee against Eilers. The Giants shut out Atlanta in the first game 2-0. Mike McCormick picking up his 18th win. He's lost 6. Carroll the loser. Second game, it'll be Rocco for Atlanta and McDaniel for the Giants. And it's the Cardinals nothing, the Dodgers nothing at the end of an inning and a half. Riles against Osteen. That's the scores, Garrett.
Okay, Phil, and coming on now for the Yankees here in the top of the 7th inning. Fritz Peterson, the pitcher. Peterson going up against Richard Nold, N-O-L-D. Yankees are leading 4-1. The first pitch to Pete is low, ball 1. Outfield very shallow as Peterson swings and misses. 1-1. Paul Casanova lost his mask as he came up quickly to throw that ball back. Seemed to pop right out of off his head and onto the ground there. All right, Noel, the 1-1 pitch. Peterson pops it up behind the plate. Casanova, no chance as it comes on the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Mr. Rizzuto is here. I'd like to ask him if he didn't think that Phil Ortega, with 2 outs and looked like the game might be called on account of rain, kind of got himself into trouble pitching too quickly.
He sure did, Jerry. As a matter of fact, Joe and I were talking about that. You could see Ortega run to the mound, hardly take the sign, and pitch in a hurry. He got the first 2 outs. Then he lost his rhythm, and it really hurt him.
You said it. And the rain has stopped, and this game is on, and the Yankees are winning 4-1 right now. There's a ground ball by Peterson to Tim Cullen at second base.
Thinking about that, you could see Ortega run to the mound, hardly take the sign, and pitch in a hurry. He got the first two out. Then he lost his rhythm, and it really hurt him.
You said it. And the rain has stopped, and this game is on, and the Yankees are winning 4-1 right now. There's a ground ball by Peterson to Tim Cullen at second base. One away. So young Richie Knoll has retired the 5 men that he's faced. He came on in the 5th inning. Check that. He came on in the 6th inning. He retired the 4 men that he's faced. Casey Cox pitched to one batter. Here's Horace Clark. Bounced to second, to third, and walked. Scored a run in the 5th inning. One away, nobody on. Knowles' first pitch to Clark is right in there, strike one. Richie Knoll again into the windup. Delivers, and Clark takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Phil Ortega went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 5 hits and all runs. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cox came on to pitch to one batter. Robinson retired the side, and then Richie Knoll came on the 6th. He's pitching to his 5th batter, Horace Clark. He retired the first 4. Fastball high and tight, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off left side. Count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow night, the Red Sox and the Yankees at the stadium. Carl Yastrzemski night. The Red Sox right now in front of the American League race. There's a drive foul down the left field side, and that drifts into the seats and out of play, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the American League race is really remarkable. Boston, Minnesota, and Chicago have lost 56 games. Detroit, 57. Boston has won 72, Minnesota 71, Chicago 70, and Detroit 71. The 4 teams before the action today separated by a single game, with Boston out in front. Swing and a miss by Clark, and it's strike 2. That's the first strikeout for Richie Knoll, and he's now got 5 in a row. Tommy Tresh, who got the big hit for the Yankees, a 2-out bases-clearing double in the 5th inning to put the Yankees out in front. They were trailing 1-0 at the time. Tresh takes low, ball 1. Tommy Tresh batting from the left side against the right-handed Knoll. The change-up curve misses inside, 2-0. Tresh struck out and bounced to first in his 2 at-bats before the double that cleared the bases in the 5th. The next one to Tresh is right in there, 2-1. The Red Sox now lead the White Sox 2-1. That's after 3 innings of play. There's a high pop left side. The shortstop, Brinkman, is drifting under this one. Makes the play, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down, and after 6.5, the Yankees still lead the Senators 4-1. For the Senators, going into the bottom of the 7th inning, it'll be Mike Epstein, Ed Brinkman, and Richie Knoll. Epstein, who has struck out twice, is coming on now. Mike Epstein has been hitting at a .385 clip before this ball game. That was in his last 8. Mike Epstein, he's had his hands full with Fritz Peterson this afternoon. Peterson has been throwing a big curveball. The first pitch by Peterson to Epstein is a fastball inside, ball 1. Peterson into the windup, the 1-0 pitch, and it's in there, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Yankees 4, Senators 1, bottom of the 7th. Peterson again. Ground ball, hard hit. Mantle backhands a great play. First to Peterson, a fine play. Mickey Mantle very easily moving to his right, backhanded the ball. Gobbled it up, flipped to Peterson all in one move. One away. Now here's Ed Brinkman, who doubled and singled, 2 for 2. The first pitch now to Brinkman is a curve that's high, ball 1. Boston taking the lead from the White Sox, 2-1. They're in the 4th inning. Peterson to Brinkman, high and outside, 2-0. Frank Bertena, left-hander, throwing in the Senator bullpen. The National League Cardinals seem to have everything pretty well sewed up over there, and they're scoreless after 2, playing the Dodgers on the West Coast. Cubs won 7 innings to beat the Mets 3-1. That was the first of the doubleheader, but everything's been washed out up there. Right call, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the 2-1 delivery. Hard hit ball. Clark moving to his left. Up with it. Flips over to Mickey. And another fine play. This one by Horace Clark. 2 up and 2 down. And Fred Valentine, who was a villain yesterday, as far as the Yankees were concerned, but a big hero for the Senators, with that 2-run home run in the 9th inning to win the game for Washington, and is coming on to bat for Richie Knowles. And hear the reaction from the fans here as his name is announced. Fred Valentine. He really hit it, too. I'll tell you, it wasn't a fluke home run. It sailed out here in a hurry. Peterson's first pitch to Valentine is in there, strike 1. He started a bunt and then drew his bat back. Dooley Womack for the Yankees throwing out there. Frank Bertena for the Senators. All right, Peterson, the 1-strike pitch to Valentine, fouled back on the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 2-strike pitch now to Valentine. Way outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peterson, the 1-2 pitch to Valentine. Change up, pops up to the infield. Amaro calling for it. Is under it and makes the play. So the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down on the score after 7. Yankees 4, Washington 1.
Say, how often do you get a second chance for anything? Not very often. Well, now you have 2 chances to win prizes in the Atlantic Match the Red Ball game. More chances to win than most other contests and thousands of prizes, too. You simply drive into your participating Atlantic station and ask for a Match the Red Ball envelope. Inside, you'll find 2 half coupons, good for 2 chances to win cash or prizes or both. Just keep the coupons until you get another envelope and try to match them up. If you get a match, you can win a new Chevrolet Camaro, a color TV set, Polaroid camera, or a tape recorder. Or maybe you'll win $1,000 or other cash prize. In fact, there are thousands of prizes you can win in the Match the Red Ball game. Just drive into your local Atlantic station and play along. It's called Match the Red Ball game. No purchase is necessary. Void where prohibited by law. Now, anyone got a match?
Left-hander Frank Bertena is coming on. Pitch for the Senators. He'll be going up against Mantle, Smith, and Robinson. With the Yankees leading 4-1, we're going into the top of the 8th. Bertena's totals, including Baltimore and Washington, he's won 3 and lost 4, has a 3.23 earned run average. Fireballing left-hander. Minnesota 6, the Indians 1. They're playing the 8th inning. Kansas City still leading Detroit 2-1. They're playing in the 8th. Boston still out in front of the White Sox 2-1 in the 4th. California had Baltimore postponed. The National League, Phillies beat the Pirates 2-0. Cincinnati leads Houston 6-3 in the 5th. Braves at San Francisco a later start. Cubs beat the Mets in the first game of a doubleheader 3-1. That game was called after 7, and the second game of the doubleheader was washed out. Cardinals and the Dodgers scoreless, playing in the 3rd. Here's Mickey Mantle. Struck out, walked twice, batting from the right side. Bertena, 4th Senator pitcher. Ortega started. Cox came on for a 3rd. Knoll pitched 2 innings, and now Bertena in the 8th. All the runs charged to Phil Ortega. Here's the first pitch to Mickey. Takes high and outside, ball 1. Bertena ready. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and Mickey hits a high pop behind second base. Tim Cullen. Now moving toward the shortstop side, makes the play. Ball way up there. 1 away, and now here's Charlie Smith. Struck out twice, single to center to drive in the final run for the Yankees in the 5th inning. Tresh drove in 3 with his double. Smith got 1 with his single. Charlie Smith, 1 for 3. Bertena into the windup. Here's the first pitch. Dribble towards 3rd. Ken McMullen scoops it up. Flips to Epstein, 2 down. So they're going 5-3. So that'll bring up Bill Robinson. Fly to left, struck out, and fly to center. Robbie 0 for 3 on the day. Yankees 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Senators 1 run, 7 hits, and no errors. Bertena, changeup, misses inside, ball 1. Got about 15 minutes more to get your tickets at the Yankees advanced ticket office at the stadium. Be open till 5 o'clock today. Uh-oh, Robinson fouls it off and hits that foot, and down he goes. He just dropped the bat and fell over. Painful. It's his left toe or instep. Hard to tell from here, but he seems to be okay. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bill Robinson. Boston failed to score top of the 4th inning. They lead the White Sox 2-1 with Chicago batting bottom of the 4th. First game of the doubleheader. Drilled hard to left field. Frank Robinson makes the play running over his shoulder, and that's a heavy crack out there. Well, that wasn't Frank Robinson. That was Frank Howard. So anyway, Howard makes a fine running catch over his shoulder to retire the side. Bill Robinson hit the ball. 3 up and 3 down, and the score after 7.5. The Yankees lead 4-1.
Hey, a bottle of Kruger Pilsner, please.
Make that 2, Charlie.
Sorry, gents, only 1 bottle left. Who gets it?
I do.
I said 1 bottle. I told you before. You guys want to split it?
No, I'll tell you what, Sam. I'll toss you for it. Call.
Heads.
Heads it is. I win.
That's good. Wait a minute. I called heads.
Uh-huh.
It came up heads, and you drank the Kruger Pilsner.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, how come? I won.
I cheated.
It always seems that the thirstier you are, the harder it is to obtain Kruger Pilsner. We're genuinely sorry about that. But instead of making great amounts of merely good beer, we'd rather make a small amount of the perfect beer and suffer the consequences of not having enough to go around. So if your grocer is temporarily out of Kruger Pilsner, be patient. He's probably trying his best.
In the 8th inning, Tim Cullen, Ken McMullen, and Frank Howard will come on for the Senators. Peterson all the way, leads in the ball game 4-1. 8th inning, Senators batting. Peterson into the windup, and the first pitch to Cullen. He takes it, strike one, faked the bunt, and then took it for a strike. Tim Cullen is 2 for 3, single to left, single to center, and bounce to short. Short's way up in the bat. Switch punches out of the ball. Out in front of a changeup. Strike two. No balls, 2 strikes to Cullen. The 2-strike pitch, way inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals have bombed the Dodgers for 5 big runs in the top of the 3rd inning, and they now lead 5-0 with Dodgers batting. Bottom of the 5th, Osteen was knocked out, and Miller is in there, Bob Miller, coming on for Claude Osteen. Peterson getting the sign from Gibbs now. The 1-2 pitch to Cullen. Curve bounces on the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 the count. Into right center field. That's going to drop, and Cullen has his 3rd base hit. Tim Cullen chokes up 5 or 6 inches, just punches out at the ball and gets those base hits. That's his 3rd hit of the afternoon. A leadoff single in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now here's Ken McMullen, who flied to center, lined to second, flied to right. 0 for 3. Now the sun is all over the ballpark here suddenly with a shadow midway between the plate and the mound. There was a conference out there between Gibbs, Amaro, and Peterson. Dooley Womack continues to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Well, the fans here at D.C. Stadium starting to whoop it up. Peterson now is on the mound. Gibbs behind the plate, ready to go. Ken McMullen standing in there. Cullen moving off first, nobody out. The pitch to McMullen, drilled to left field, a base hit. Fresh is up with it. Cullen stops at second base, and here comes manager Ralph House. Back-to-back singles by Cullen and McMullen. Those are the 8th and 9th hits off Peterson. Frank Howard will be the batter. He's already homered off Peterson. That was in the 3rd inning. Dooley Womack will be coming in. Peterson will be leaving the ball game. Peterson going into the 8th inning. Gave up 9 base hits. Walked only 1 batter. Struck out 2, and so far has given up only 1 run. Peterson leaves the mound, and Dooley Womack comes on. And Womack has been a real workhorse for the Yankees this year. Dooley is making, let's see, his 53rd appearance. Dooley Womack coming on. Taking his time. So while we're waiting for Womack to creep in here, maybe we can get Philip Francis Rizzuto to bring us up to date on the scoreboard. Big dates going on here.
Jerry,
First of that big doubleheader, it's the Red Sox 2, White Sox 1 into 3.5. Bell against Clegan. California and Baltimore postponed rain. Minnesota beat Cleveland a big ball game, 6-3. Merritt the winner and Tiant the loser. Carew and Rollins homered for the Twins, and Askew in the ninth with one on for the Indians. Kansas City leading Detroit 2-1, and they're playing the top of the ninth inning. Palmer against Lindblad. Northrup homered for the Tigers. Webster had a 2-run homer for the A's. The Cubs beat the Mets 3-1. Nye the winner, Seaver the loser, Hundley homer. That game was called at the end of 7 because of rain, and the second game was postponed. Philly shut out the Pirates 2-0 in a game called at the end of 4.5. Larry Jackson the winner, Fryman the loser. Cincinnati 8 and Houston 4 at the end of 5. Lee against Schneider. Pete Rose had a 2-run homer. The Giants shut out the Braves 2-0, and Mike McCormick picked up his 18th win of the year. Carroll the loser. Second game, Giants won Atlanta 0, end of an inning and a half. Rocco against McDaniel. The Cardinals beat the Dodgers 5-0, end of 2.5. Griles against Miller. And it's the final. The A's beat the Tigers 2-1. A big loss for Detroit right now. That's it, Jerry.
All right, Frank Howard is now waiting for Womack's first pitch, and here it comes. The curveball is inside, ball 1. Yankees are leading 4-1. Last half of the 8th inning, runners at first and second, nobody out. Thad Tillotson starts to throw in the Yankee bullpen. Luis Arroyo, Pedro Ramos have the all-time record for most appearances by Yankee relief pitchers at 65. Howard swings at a big curveball, almost falls down, 1-1. But Dooley Womack, if he keeps going, this is his 53rd appearance. He's got 12 more to tie Arroyo and Ramos, 13 to go ahead. Frank Howard, the man with the explosive bat, 31 home runs, has one in this game. Womack ready. The runner's moving off. Here's the pitch. Curve is low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Howard looking at Eddie Yost, third base coach. Joe Pignatano coaches at first. Dooley Womack now getting ready. Comes set. Here's the pitch to Frank Howard. Curveball hit on the ground. Charlie Smith to his left. Flips to second just in time. And that was a close play. Sailing in there in a hurry was Ken McMullen. McMullen forced at second base. Moving to third is Cullen. Howard at first. One away, and the batter now will be Cap Peterson. Smith went in front of Amaro to make that play. And now here comes Ed Stroud, who will be running for Frank Howard. Stroud, very fast man. S-T-R-O-U-D. Stroud moving in to run for Frank Howard. Cap Peterson ready to face Dooley Womack. Runners at first and third, one away. The Yankees leading 4-1. The first pitch to Peterson fouled off. Strike 1. Well, that's the final score out there. The Twins have beaten the Indians 6-3, and Kansas City over Detroit 2-1. 2 final scores. Big one for Minnesota and a tough one for Detroit. The attendance is being announced, 10,341. Here's Womack's next pitch. As Stroud goes through to second base. Is not in time, and now there are runners at second and third. That'll go as a stolen base for Ed Stroud. It's only the 6th stolen base. No, 12th, 13th rather, for Stroud. He had 6 with the Senators, and he must have had 7 with the White Sox before he came over here. The 2-strike pitch off the glove of Womack. Clark behind second base, backhands it, throws to first, just in time. Coming in to score is Timmy Cullen, and it's a 4-2 game. Moving to third is Ed Stroud. Dooley Womack saved the day when he deflected that ball so that Horace Clark could get to it. Play going 1-4-3. And coming in to score is Cullen. And it's now a 4-2 ball game. Yankees still leading. Here's Hank Allen. That run, of course, is charged to Fritz Peterson. Hank Allen swings and misses. Strike one, a curveball. Yankees 4, Washington 2. Last of the 8th inning. Runner at third and 2 outs. Fouled at the plate, strike 2. Hank Allen bounced to third, walked, and was out attempting to steal. It was out on a great play by Roy White in right field. Womack, the 2-strike pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dooley Womack trying to hold this ball game for Fritz Peterson. All right, Allen at the plate, Stroud at third. Here's the 1-2 delivery. It's low, 2-2. 10,341 on hand today to watch this game. Womack working slowly and deliberately. And strike 3. Hank Allen struck out by Dooley Womack. That's his first strikeout. For the Senators, 1 run, 2 base hits, 1 man left, and the score after 8 full innings of play. Yankees 4, Washington 2.
This is Barry Boyd, your man on the street. We're here to find out if it's true everyone is playing Atlantic's new fun game, Match the Red Ball. You there, sir, the one of the Red Scarf? Hi, man. We'd like to know if you've ever heard of Atlantic's Match the Red Ball game, and if so, do you play?
Do I play? Groovy. I'm out to win the new Chevrolet Camaro. Maybe a little cash to go with those 40 wheels, too, huh?
Fine, thank you. Let's talk to this lovely lady. Oh, Beth?
Yes?
Do you think it's true everyone is playing Atlantic's Match the Red Ball game?
What did you say?
Atlantic's Match...
I'm sorry, but I do have to run.
At last, someone who doesn't play the game.
Look, Sugar Thumb, I'm off to pick up the new Camaro I won playing Match the Red Ball, and I'm late now.
Oh. Well, that's it, folks. Everyone seems to be playing Atlantic's new fun game. So play along at participating Atlantic stations. Of course, this offer is void where prohibited by law.
And, man, you don't have to buy a thing to play.
We're moving into the 9th inning, but before we do, we remind you it's New York Yankee baseball. We pause for station identification.
Light Golden Kruger Pilsner, made a little at a time by the people at G. Kruger Brewing Company of Cranston, Rhode Island, who take their time. This is WCSS in Amsterdam, New York.
Gibbs is at the plate facing Bertina, and the first pitch is fouled off, strike 1. It's Gibbs, White, and Amaro for the Yankees here in the 9th inning, and they're leading 4-2. Here's Bertina again, the 1-strike pitch, way outside, 1-1. The Yankees with those 4 big runs after 2 were out in the 5th inning, been the difference thus far. Gibbs drills one to left field. It's fair down the line. Jake on his way to second base, and he'll be in with a double. So that's the first hit for Jake in this game. Double to left here in the 9th inning. First hit off for Tana. He went through the Yankees in order in the 8th inning. Now an opening double by Jake Gibbs here in the 9th, and that'll bring up Roy White, who singled to right, bounced to short, and to second. Bertina, the left-hander, to White. Hits it on the ground past Epstein, and a great stop and save by Cullen, but he can't make a play on White. Cullen couldn't get the ball out of his glove. He had a shot at White if he could have got the ball in his hand. But White gets himself an infield hit over to third base. Is Gibbs, and the Yankees now have runners at first and third, nobody out, and here's Ruben Amaro. And that ball is a home run for Ruben Amaro. Ruben Amaro comes up with his first home run of the year and puts the Yankees out in front 7-2. A double, a single, and Amaro's home run, and the Yankees have a 5-run lead. And that was Amaro's first home run since 1964. That ball hit right down the line, about 10 feet over the fence. 3 runs are in, and the Yankees have a big 5-run lead right now. They lead 7-2. First pitch to Dooley Womack. High, ball 1. The next one, low and outside, ball 2. So Amaro, a big day, a 2-for-3 day. Driven in 3 runs, scored a pair. Bertena to Womack, it's 3-0. Bertena ready once again. On the corner, strike 1. Womack, a ground ball past the shortstop, Brinkman into center field base. So that's the 4th straight hit off Frank Bertena. Still nobody out, 3 runs across. That'll bring up Horace Clark. Yankees 7, Senators 2. Last game between the Yanks and the Senators here at D.C. Stadium this year. Washington, though, will be at the stadium next weekend. Ground ball past Epstein into right field. Another base hit. Womack digging for third. And that's 5 straight hits for the Yankees. A double, a single, a home run, and 2 singles. The Yankees now, with 3 runs in, nobody out, have runners at first and third, and the batter will be Tommy Tresh. Gil Hodges has made no move to go to the bullpen. Here's Tommy Tresh, who's 1 for 4, had that big double that drove in 3 runs to put the Yankees ahead in the 5th. At that point, it didn't look as though this game was going to be finished, the way the rain was coming down. First pitch to Tresh, hit the left field, high in the air. Tagging up is Womack. Back near the barrier is Allen. He's got it. Womack is coming in to score, and going to second base is Horace Clark. So it's an 8-2 ball game. Tresh gets himself a sacrifice fly and picks up his 4th RBI. Horace Clark moved to second base. Here's Mickey Mantle. Mantle is 0 for 2, struck out, walked twice, popped to second. Quite a phenomenon. When Mantle comes to the plate, people run down to the railing to take pictures. And I mean from all over the area behind the Yankee dugout. Every time he walks out there, they're running all over the place with those cameras to get that shot of the great Mickey Mantle. Strike on the outside corner. Frank Bertena, the left-hander, giving up 4 runs in this inning on 5 base hits. 1 away, runner at second. Mantle pops this one to the right side. Epstein may have a shot at it near the Senator dugout. He's under it and makes the play. Well, Mickey is out of there. And that'll bring up Charlie Smith. 2 down, Clark at second. 4 runs across. Yankees with 4 in the 5th, 4 in the 9th, lead 8-2. Yankees with 2 explosive innings in the 5th and here in the top of the 9th. Charlie Smith waiting. The first pitch by Bertana. Curveball swung on a miss. Strike one. Boston now leading the White Sox 3-1. Chicago batting bottom of the fifth. That's the first of a doubleheader, and Yastrzemski has hit his 33rd for the Sox. Bell against Klages. Bertana, the one-strike delivery, high top, short left, going back Brinkman, coming on Allen. Allen calling for it and makes the play. So Charlie Smith is out of there. For the Yankees, 4 runs, 4 base hits, no Senator errors, 1 man left, and the score after 8.5 innings of play, the Yankees lead Washington 8-2.
Someday you could drive into your Atlantic station and drive out a winner of $1,000 or a new 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. How? Simply by playing Atlantic's Match the Red Ball game. It's the game that gives you 2 chances to win cash or prizes or both. And there are thousands of prizes, like a Camaro or a color TV set or a Polaroid camera. You can also win cash up to $1,000. All you have to do to play is to stop in at any participating Atlantic station and ask for a Match the Red Ball envelope. No purchase is necessary. Inside, you'll find 2 coupon halves. 1 good for cash, 1 for prizes. Each time you stop at your Atlantic dealer, you'll receive 2 more halves. If you can match 2 up, you're a winner. Simple? Oh, boy, and is it fun to play. So, start now. Remember, there are 2 ways to win and more prizes than ever. Play Atlantic's Match the Red Ball game. Void where prohibited by law.
Paul Casanova, Mike Epstein, and Ed Brinkman will be going up against Dooley Womack, who came on for Fritz Peterson in the 8th inning. The Yankees out in front by 6 runs, an 8-2 ball game. And tomorrow night, the big series starts at Yankee Stadium. The Red Sox will be in town. Paul Casanova fouls this one back on the screen, strike 1. And Carl Yastrzemski, who just topped his 33rd home run, 1 behind Harmon Killebrew, will be there, and it will be Carl Yastrzemski night tomorrow at the stadium. Festivities for Carl starting at about 7:40. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Casanova. Foul back, strike 2. Dooley Womack and the Yankees sitting on top of a 6-run lead, an 8-2 ball game. Yanks have 10 base hits. The Senators have 9. If they win this one, they'll have taken 3 of 4 from the Senators in this final series. Final one here at D.C. Stadium. On the ground, up the middle, Clark has a shot at it. Casanova digging. Clark underhand throw in time to Hegan, who's in there for Mickey Mantle. We have 1 away. The Yankees on the season are 9-4 against the Senators. If they win this one, they'll be 10-4. They're 4-1 at home and 5-3, which could be 6-3 here on the road if they win it. Here's Mike Epstein. Mike struck out twice and bounced to first. A fine play by Mantle to rob Mike of a base hit that was heading for right field. Epstein takes a strike from Womack. Well, the New York Football Giants beat the Minnesota Vikings 21-3. Fran Tarkenton going up against his old teammates. 1-1 the count to Epstein now. Womack working smoothly. The 1-1 delivery hits the left field. Tresh right there for the putout. Conley didn't have to move 5 feet for that one. Just moved in a little and took it. So the Senators down to their last at-bat. Here's Ed Brinkman, who doubled, had a bunt single, bounced to second. 2-3. Womack into the windup, and the first pitch to Brinkman is in there, strike 1. Womack again, the 1-strike pitch. Curve misses inside, 1-1. Dooley Womack 53rd appearance. 12 to go to tie Arroyo and Ramos for most by a Yankee. Curveball is in there this time. 1-2 the count. Womack again, the 1-2 pitch, and Brinkman takes it outside, 2-2. Dooley shooting for the outside corner, just did miss. Ortega started for the Senators, Peterson for the Yankees, and Ortega will be tagged with the loss if Womack can get this last batter. Peterson will get the win. Fouled at the plate, 2-2. Yankees with 2 big innings in the ball game, a 4-run fifth, all of the runs coming after 2 are out in the 5th inning, and then a 4-run 9th inning. Womack to Brinkman, fouls it back again, and the count remains at 2-2. Batting hero for the Yankees, Tommy Tresh. A bases-clearing double in the 5th inning to put the Yankees ahead 3-1 at the time, and then a sacrifice fly in the 9th. Tom has driven in 4 big runs. Amaro had a home run to drive in 3, and there's another foul at the plate by Brinkman. That was in the 9th inning when Reuben got his first home run since 1964. Frank Howard, for the Senators, had his 31st in the 3rd inning. All right, Womack, the 2-2 pitch to Brinkman. Swings and misses. Strike 3, and the ball game is over. Second strikeout for Womack. Nothing across for the Senators here in the bottom of the 9th. And the final score of this ball game, the Yankees 8, Washington 2. Here's the line score. It's the Yankees